Yo, Big Kids back up in there. Pusha T just spent the block on Drake, y'all. Pusha T just spent the block on Drake, man. Jump off a cliff, hang glide with him. Take my advice, don't hang out with him. Hey, listen, I'm gonna leave a link in the description, man. Drake is not, look, he is not to be around. Do not be around him. Don't have him in the background in no pictures. Don't be caught with this dude, bro. Pusha T explains. Man, we about to get into this video because y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Football halftime. How you feel about Kendrick's performance?
Oh man, Kendrick killed it.
Okay.
Killed it.
Okay.
You know, the storytelling, the performance, the showmanship.
Yeah.
So then now I gotta dig deeper into who the person is. Now I gotta dig in and see, what are y'all like? What's your family like? Oh, your dad left you at 5. Oh, I get that. He never walked you to the bus stop. You're mad about this. Your mom, she never
He never walked you to the bus stop.
remarried. Oh, you don't even know what like family is. So of course you don't dig marriage.
Drake, I heard you like him young. Hey Drake, you on the phone with an A minor.
Hey, that sound like Gerald, man. That sound like Gerald. If anybody know the comedian Gerald from LA, let me know if that sound like Gerald to y'all.
Dude.
Drake once seemed untouchable, an unstoppable force pumping out hit after hit, praised by fans and courted by the biggest executives in music. But what happens when the very system that built you up decides you're no longer the golden child?
Yeah.
Lately, Drake...
Yeah, hey, that's a fact. The system that built you up. Drake think he built himself up, y'all.
Drake's been lashing out at anyone who questions him. Most shockingly, his own record label and its powerful CEO, Lucian Grange. He's filing lawsuits, picking fights with the wrong people, and dragging families into his personal feuds. Many are asking, is Drake the victim of a hidden conspiracy, or is he the architect of his own downfall? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see how a once invincible superstar could lose it all in a matter of months, and why some say it was never truly his game to begin with.
You don't stand for nothing. You don't say nothing about nothing. You don't. And you run to the Memphis. Oh, I'm Memphis, Houston. That's my black side. You never related.
In the early days of his career, Drake shattered the notion that a former TV actor from Toronto couldn't dominate rap. He built a brand around emotional confessionals and melodic hooks that appealed to wide audiences. Before long, Drake became UMG's most prized possession, a star who not only filled arenas, but also broke streaming records like it was a hobby. His relationship with the head honchos at UMG seemed too good to be true. Lucian Grange, the chief executive, allegedly rolled out a golden contract rumored to be worth upwards of $400 million. Drake himself wasn't shy about letting the world know who was footing his bills.
On Stay Scheming, Drake says, tell Lucian I said I'm tearing holes in my budget.
Tell Lucian I said I'm tearing holes in my budget.
Did Drake call you up after that and say, hey, I need more money for my project?
If ever Drake or whenever Drake calls up and says he needs more money for his project, I give it to him.
That's what he got comfortable with. That's what he got comfortable with. That's what he got comfortable with. Being able to get anything from his baby father, his baby daddy.
Drake has a
I was about to say something else, but I ain't gonna.
rich baby daddy named Lucian and Universal.
Wow.
He's like, like, man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy. Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian.
He name-dropped Lucian in multiple tracks, boasted about the resources behind him, and strolled around like no one could touch him. After all, if the world's largest music label basically hands you a blank check, who's going to stand in your way? But history shows that when you're on top, there's nowhere to go but down. Behind the scenes, cracks were forming. Critics claimed Drake grew complacent, leaning on formulaic releases that sold well but lacked that innovative spark he once had. And while the money kept rolling in, some fans argued that Drake was losing his edge. You could feel an undercurrent of tension. It was like watching a high-stakes chess game, only Drake didn't realize someone else was maneuvering the pieces. Despite his dominance, Drake's armor wasn't impenetrable.
I remember Pusha T was like, look, I don't expect for Kanye West to ride with me. He ain't cut from that cloth. He ain't grow up like me. I don't expect that from him.
Back in 2018, Pusha T took aim and revealed that Drake had a secret son. That track, The Story of Adidon, blindsided fans and forced Drake to admit publicly what he'd been hiding privately. Suddenly, the man who seemed to have his image under perfect control looked vulnerable. Sure, Drake quickly bounced back on the charts, but the damage to his reputation was done. Rumors started swirling about other skeletons in Drake's closet, from behind-the-scenes feuds to questionable interactions. Every new whisper chipped away at his seemingly flawless brand. Meanwhile, Pusha T carried on with a smug confidence that hinted this wasn't over. During this time, Drake appeared to maintain the upper hand. He still racked up billions of streams and sold-out tours. But if you look closely, you'll see these events as the beginnings of a rift between Drake and the powers that once protected him. After all, if UMG
Walk of Fame
was so omnipotent, how did Pusha T manage to embarrass Drake so publicly? Some say it was a test of loyalty, while others claim it was a planned humiliation to remind Drake not to overstep his boundaries. No matter which theory you believe, the era of Drake's bulletproof image had ended. Just when people thought the drama had peaked, Kendrick Lamar threw another curveball into Drake's life. Kendrick's pen has always been sharp, and he's never hidden his disdain for shallow lyricism. A few months back, rumors flared that Kendrick was working on a trio of tracks aimed at Drake. And those rumors turned out to be true. The one that lit the biggest fuse was Not Like Us, an incendiary piece that not only questioned Drake's authenticity, but also made references to much darker allegations. Drake, who'd been in plenty of lyrical battles, did something that left everyone stunned. Instead of firing back with a classic diss track, he sued his own label. He claimed UMG deliberately allowed Not Like Us to go mega viral, artificially boosting its numbers as a way to sabotage him. Industry insiders were baffled. Who in their right mind turns on the machine that once granted them every privilege? To many,
bruh, why would you turn on the machine that once gave you everything? He got too high-minded. The pride, it's his pride.
Drake's legal move spelled desperation, an attempt to fight an artist known for powerful lyricism by dragging label executives into a courtroom. In one fell swoop, Drake tested the very corporate ties that made him a superstar. It was a risky gamble, and from this point on, it seemed like Drake was picking up the dynamite and lighting the fuse himself. So why would Drake, an artist who boasted about his close ties to Lucian Grange, suddenly risk everything by launching a legal war on UMG? One theory suggests Drake was renegotiating his contract, eyeing an even bigger payout, rumored to be around $600 million. Perhaps Drake believed that his unmatched streaming stats gave him the leverage. But in the corporate world, there's always a bigger fish, and Lucian Gras stands near the top of that food chain. Another rumor ties everything.
Nigga said Lucian Gras. Yo.
Back to hush-hush controversies swirling around powerful figures in the music industry. Some folks claim that UMG's top brass had been under scrutiny for potentially shady connections. The last thing they needed was more negative headlines, especially ones linking them to disturbing allegations. According to whispers, Drake's meltdown became an unwelcome spotlight that threatened to unravel precarious alliances. Some fans paint Drake as a heroic whistleblower, taking on the system to liberate small artists.
No. He is not no whistleblower. That's what he's trying to do to get the people on his side. He's trying to act like he's a dot, like he's Kendrick Lamar. Nah. Because remember, he was like, yeah, I'm doing this for the struggling artists so they won't have to go through all of this. No, but nah, they ain't why you doing it. You're losing out. You lost the battle. And now you just lost. You're lost. Talking about you doing this for the struggling artists so they ain't got to deal with the record executives and all of that stuff like he had to win. Trying to sound like a superhero. Nah, buddy. You lost that battle, so your stocks went down. And now you're trying to sue Lucian for some more money. You've been gambling all your money. You even owe the rich dude. I forgot his name. He owed one of them rich guys money, bro.
From manipulative streaming tactics. But if that were the case, why did Drake love these same tactics when they worked in his favor? For years, he flexed about the advantages that came with being Lucian Grange's favorite. It's suspicious that he's only pulling out moral arguments now that the label isn't playing by his rules. As the fallout with UMG grew nastier, Drake's moves became more bizarre. Rather than challenge Kendrick head-on in music, Drake started lashing out at tangential targets, most notably women connected to his adversaries. This time, the target was Sophia Richie Grange, Lucian Grange's daughter-in-law. Drake splashed her photo on his private Instagram account and followed no one but her, igniting a firestorm of speculation. Fans were quick to call him out. Why drag Sophia, a married woman with an infant, into this?
Yeah.
People recounted Drake's history of roping women into his beefs, from referencing adversaries' wives or girlfriends in tracks to abruptly following family members of his rivals on social media. This pattern is earning Drake plenty of backlash, as critics say it's a cowardly way to poke the bear without confronting the men directly. These antics have overshadowed Drake's actual music. Instead of focusing on a comeback track or a well-crafted response to Kendrick, Drake seems hell-bent on fueling drama through personal attacks. Is this just part of a...
And Drake got some new allegations out there too, y'all. I wanted to go over it, but y'all know we just came from getting in trouble over stuff like that, so I don't know.
Bigger meltdown? Or is Drake orchestrating an elaborate plan to trigger publicity, even if it means his public image goes down in flames? Either way, many fear this is the beginning of a permanent stain on his legacy. Social media is ablaze with opinions, and most of them aren't flattering. Drake is done, some fans proclaim. He's lost touch, say others. Even his hardcore supporters are struggling to defend the lawsuit and his bizarre fixation on Lucian Grange's family.
Yeah.
Industry insiders, meanwhile, are whispering that Drake's sense of entitlement has collided headfirst with a corporate behemoth that has far more power and resources than any single artist. Some close to the situation believe Drake's meltdown was inevitable. After all, when you exist at the top for so long, the rules rarely apply to you, until they do. Others propose that Drake might be in possession of damaging secrets that he's threatening to unveil, which is why he's been so brazen. Still, he's going toe-to-toe with the largest label on the planet. No matter how many millions Drake has in the bank, UMG has more. They can tie him up in legal battles indefinitely or quietly, blackball his projects in ways most fans wouldn't even notice. One big takeaway from all this? No artist, no matter how seemingly invincible, is bigger than the system. The music industry machine is vast, and when an artist crosses the line, the same apparatus that once built them up can just as swiftly tear them down. And in this situation, Drake doesn't...
Drake think that he's the only star that UMG owns. He has this he is an only child complex about himself, and it's showing in his adulthood. He really has some traumas he has to look into, man.
Doesn't seem to have a robust safety net, especially if rumors about him burning bridges left and right prove true. Adding one more layer of intrigue, Pusha T recently posted a congratulatory message to Kendrick Lamar for his record-breaking Super Bowl halftime performance. Fans zeroed in on Pusha T's wording, "Mission accomplished." It sparked theories that Pusha was referencing the final checkmate on Drake. Remember, it was Pusha who first rattled Drake's pristine image by exposing private details.
I think it was Joe Budden first, if I'm not mistaken. I think Joe Budden destroyed him first.
Now, Kendrick has seemingly one-upped Drake on the biggest stage in the world. To many,
y'all correct me if I'm wrong. How did it go? Did it go Joe Budden's, Pusha T, then Kendrick? Or Pusha T, Joe Budden's, then Kendrick?
It feels like a systematic takedown orchestrated by multiple parties behind the scenes. From the outside, you might think Pusha T and Kendrick are just riding their own waves. But conspiracy-minded fans see a coordinated effort to dethrone Drake and install a new era of rap dominance. Whether that's real or simply fan speculation, one thing is clear. Drake's missteps have cleared the path for other artists to claim the spotlight. By lashing out at Lucian Gras, Drake might have inadvertently lost the corporate favor that
Yo, if he say Lucian Gras one more time, I'm clicking off the video.
once shielded him from any real consequences. So is Pusha T's mission accomplished truly aimed at Drake?
Man, that's the end of the video anyway. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about Pusha T spinning a block on Drake, man. You don't know how I feel to get walked to the bus stop. Oh, we see why you keep picking on everybody. Okay. Yeah, with him trying to sue Lucian Grange and up, this is going to turn out so bad. We already see the Party Next Door album. That joint is spiraling. That joint is spiraling. Now you talking about, yeah, Spotify did it. They tweaking the numbers and everybody tweaking the numbers and the streams and all. Nah, bro, ain't nobody feeling you, boy. Word easy, bonding, boy. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone, y'all.